Attention cryptocurrency holders and investors. Bitcoin is repeating an absolutely deadly pattern, something that it's been repeating for years, but nobody ever notices these huge clues in the charts. But this one is absolutely devastating, because if Bitcoin repeats this pattern, what happens next could be catastrophic. It could be a bloodbath. Take a look at this ridiculous pattern that Bitcoin has been repeating. 2017 cycle, it starts with this green box. Then we have two red circles. Right after these two red circles, it leads us right to our market cycle top. And as soon as we have a cross down, the market cycle top is in. Then we repeat this pattern and we go to the next cycle, the 2021 cycle. We start at this green box. Then we have two red circles. These red circles lead us right to our market cycle top. As soon as we have that cross down, our market cycle top is in and the bloodbath starts. Take a look at what we're doing now. Look at the green box. Then we have our two red circles, and that leads us generally to our market cycle top as soon as we have a cross down. What just happened? We just had a cross down. Is this thing about to get way worse than you ever imagined? Or is there something that could save the day? Do you see this yellow circle on our chart? This is an anomaly. This only happened one time in history, and this was Bitcoin's second chance at plummeting or going sky high to the moon. Is Bitcoin getting ready for this anomaly, or is it going to have this absolute bloodbath that happens next? This pattern is gruesome, and we are going to dig into the facts. Let's get into it. Do you wish you were making more money in crypto? Do you want to recover those bad losses? Don't you just wish that there was buy and sell alerts that could be sent to your phone?
I had major problems with my investments.
I was trading primarily with emotions.
I got stuck in trades because I didn't know what I was doing.
I was just investing my money and just throwing it into the abyss.
The key is right here in front of you. Get money-making buy and sell alerts directly to your phone.
And now with Steve's plan, I'm actually up 32,000.
I experienced my first big winning trades, over 100% gain.
So easy to understand. This was literally changing my life. It was changing my family's life.
This thing is a game changer. Your transformation happens today.
Don't be scared. Take the leap. It is amazing. It'll change your life. It changed mine.
So here we are, Bitcoin US dollar index, and today we're on the 2-week chart. What we have above our head is price action. We're going to get into some of these lines and boxes that we have in price action, but don't worry, it's pretty simple. What we have at the bottom of our screen is the stochastic RSI. That's our momentum. That runs from a range of 0 up to a range of 100. You'll notice that every single green box is down here below the 20. When we're below the 20, we literally have no momentum, which is why every single time the market cycle tops, it takes us about 100 days to enter this green box. Keep that in mind, by the way. Take that 100 days, put it in your memory bank. That is going to be an absolute key clue that we are going to uncover later in the episode. But about 100 days after the market cycle top, we enter this green box and we have no momentum for hundreds and hundreds of days. Then the whole thing repeats, right? This is when you want to buy. Keep in mind, stochastic RSI runs from 0 up to 100. You want to be buying, especially on a 2-week chart, you want to be buying when the stochastic RSI is less than 20. No matter what you're looking at. You could be looking at the housing market. You could be looking at any other types of gold, precious metals. It doesn't matter. When you buy, when you enter a position, especially on the 2-week chart, you're going to want to buy when the momentum is low. That's when all of the humans are selling and they're panicking. Now, what you'll notice after this green box, we stand here for hundreds of days, then the bull run starts. The bull run starts when we have that stochastic RSI cross up. Keep in mind, on the 2-week time horizon, we have a stochastic RSI cross about once per year. These are historic events when momentum comes into the market. Now, as I mentioned, the range goes from 0 up to 100. The same thing is true when we get up here. You want to think about taking profits. Keep in mind, we were up here past this 80 level when we were up here in phase 1 of the bull. We got up here again in phase 2 of the bull, and we got up here a third time in phase 3. Now, this is where things get interesting, because in order to understand this devastating cross that we just had and how monumental it is and what could happen next, we have to understand the history of this chart, because these patterns have been repeating for 10 years. We have 1 decade of information right in front of us with the exact same patterns. And every time we print this green box, the same thing happens. Every time we print our first red circle, the same moves happens. Every time we print our second red circle, the exact same move happens. It is ridiculously simple when you keep it this simple. So in order to really understand what is about to happen, because you can see right now in the chart, we just had that cross. You can already see we already had our green. You can already see we already had our 2 reds. It's very clear. It's very, very clear. Now, let's go back in time. We're going to start our journey back in the 2015, and we're going to really understand these patterns and what happens after these patterns repeat. So 2015, obviously, this is the time to buy, once again, in the green. Once we have a stochastic RSI cross, which again happens once per year on the 2-week time horizon, we entered into phase 1 of the bull. It brought us up here. Now you'll notice one thing. During a bull run, we typically have almost all of our momentum above 50. In other words, you can see the 50 line right about here on the chart. You can see pretty much all of the action happens above the 50. This is another really big trick you can use no matter what you're looking at to understand bull market, bear market, where are we in the strength of that, right? If we're right hovering about 50 and it's supposed to be the bull, well, it might be a weak bull run. But if it's a bull run and we're up above 80, even above 85, okay, the market is really, really hot. It might be time to take some profits, right? So you can see that the market got hot, especially in phase 1, because it dragged us out of that bull run. We had all of this momentum in the market, and you can see almost the whole bull market happened above 50. The only time it didn't were these red circles. Now, the easiest way to understand these red circles are this is the time to buy during a bull run, right? You have these crosses where we lose so much momentum, we're down below the 50. We've got to have those in red, because those are the ones that they're second chance and third chance buys in the market. The first chance to buy is right here. Plain and simple. And again, nobody's going to want to buy there because everybody thinks it's going to drop lower. No matter how many cycles you've been in Bitcoin, I guarantee when we were in this green circle, you were hesitant to buy because you're human. If you weren't hesitant to buy, perhaps you watch my channel, but even when you watch my channel, you're probably still hesitant to buy because of social media and all of the folks saying that we're going to go lower. In your mind, you're like, well, it's brainless. I'll just wait for it to go lower. I'll buy then. And you miss the boat. It never goes lower, right? Do you wish you were making more money in crypto? Do you want to recover those bad losses? Don't you just wish that there was buy and sell alerts that could be sent to your phone? Well, today, your dream is a reality. My indicator bundle is a one-time payment and unlock it for life. Get money-making buy and sell alerts directly to your phone. It works for Bitcoin and all altcoins. It's great for day traders, swing traders, and long-term holders. Whether you've been in crypto for 10 minutes or 10 years, sign up now and make 5 times more in this cycle with my indicator bundle. Best of all, this is the largest ever discount we have ever had on the indicator bundle. The problem? It's only for a limited time. Save an extra $250 off when you sign up with crypto. This is your chance to start dominating. CryptoCrewUniversity.com. Don't miss out. Clock is ticking. So So in this box, that's the buy opportunity. This is the second chance, right? You can see we entered phase 1 and we were in phase 2 when we got this second chance. You'll notice a lot of the phase 2s, we have that second chance. Case in point, 2021, phase 2, which we'll cover in a moment. So 2016, that's when we had that first red circle. That's when our market was hot. We were clearly out of the bear market. We were clearly in the bull run, and it gets around August, July, June, July, August, and we start dropping. We had a significant drop inside of that bull run. If you were in crypto at that time, you know what I'm talking about, because we were dropping from 1,000 all the way down to 500. It made international news. Everybody was like, this is it. Bitcoin is done. So that gruesome drop was simply us losing a whole bunch of momentum, and it gave the second buy opportunity for those that missed the bottom. This is the most simplest way. And by the way, in 2026, 2027, 2028, you're going to have the same exact pattern repeat. You're going to have your second chance to buy Bitcoin, and you're going to have your third chance to buy Bitcoin. So what I want you to do is take this chart and save it for your records, because it's going to make you a tremendous amount of money, and it's going to take away all of the guesswork, keep things really simple for you and really clean and easy to understand. Those are all incredibly good things for you, right? These are secrets I should not be telling you for free, right? But I like to help people. I tried to come on here, spit facts. We don't do any paid ads. We don't do any paid promotion. We just talk about the facts and try to help people and spread some good vibes and good energy. That's what we're about. So we had that first red circle right here, September 2016. Bitcoin had dropped to $500. People are freaking out. But you already know from watching this video, on the 2-week time horizon, when you get a stochastic RSI cross in the midst of a bull below the 50, it's time to buy, right? No matter what happens, it's time to buy. So you enter a position there on top of the position you entered at the bottom, or if you miss the bottom, you enter here, and then you ride that wave. What you'll notice is the second red circle typically happens rather quickly, right? So it gave you that second buy opportunity. The third buy opportunity happened here. Bitcoin at the time was around $1,000, right? So keep in mind, it dropped from that $1,000 down to $500. We had that second opportunity. That third opportunity came at $1,000, right? And then from 1,000, you can see it was just tremendously bullish. Again, 2017 was literally a textbook, classic market structure. It's a thing of beauty. And from that second data point, we did not have anything in the stochastic RSI down below 50, right? And you simply want to look at the second red circle. Once you have that final cross, that typically marks the market cycle top. It did so in December 2017. You can see after that second red circle, we skyrocket to our all-time high, and as soon as we have that cross down, the top is in, right? Then the whole thing repeats 100 days later. Keep that in mind. This is a huge clue that we're going to uncover about what is about to happen for Bitcoin. But from that market cycle top, within 100 days, we entered this green box. And keep in mind, once we entered this green box, we were way up here in price, but we had already lost all of our momentum. Keep in mind, it stays in the green box for a few hundred days, not a week, not 2 weeks, not even a month, several hundred days. Okay? So once you enter this green box, it's not like you're coming out of it. There's no false signals. It's not like you come into this green box and you rally all the way up here. There's no such thing. You enter this green box, it traps you in. It's the bear market. It's devastating. It's a bloodbath. It's like 1,000 knives poking at you. You don't want to mess with it. So 100 days from the market cycle top, just like here, 100 days from this market cycle top, within 100 days, we entered this green box and we lost all momentum for a few hundred days. So here we are, 2018, we entered this green box. And once again, when we entered this green box, if you were in crypto at the time, we're talking about 11,000, 12, 13,000. Everybody on planet Earth, maybe 90%, 95% were saying, you know what? Buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. Hey, everybody, buy the dip, buy your favorite altcoins. All the ICOs were hot at the time. Get the ICO, everybody. Everybody was chanting it. That freaked the hell out of me. When everyone starts saying the same thing, run the other way. Why? Because they were convinced we were about to have a huge rally up and to buy the dip. But we entered this green box. That's not to play with, right? So we entered this green box. It dragged us down a few hundred days. We stayed below here. As soon as we crossed back up, it was game on. The bear market was over, and it was time to enter your long position on this new market cycle. And once again, we had this huge rally. And keep in mind, anytime we get over this 80, you're going to want to think about taking profits. It gave us this clue back in May 2019. And if you watch my channel, we actually predicted the bottom, I think within a couple $100, because we had called for a mega crash and we subsequently fell to the 200-week moving average, which is another amazing one to put on. And everybody thought we were a genius. We just looked at the market structure. Bitcoin had done the same exact thing every single time. And it seemed pretty obvious that we would fall to right around the 200-week moving average, which we did. Then we had this out of the ordinary rally. This rally from 3K up to 14 was not normal, and it was not sustainable, and it disregarded every level of market structure that it's supposed to make. What does that mean? That means that we just rallied from 3,000 to 14,000 without playing with our Legos. If you watch my channel, you can see, look at their Legos right here, right? Look no further than these boxes. You see this yellow box here? This is called phase one. Why? Phase one builds directly market structure on top of our market cycle bottom. We're talking about just strictly price action now. You can almost pick up this yellow block and place it directly on top of what used to be our resistance. It's a beautiful thing. And then this is considered phase two. You can pick up that phase two and place it directly on top. Why? Market structure. We have to have phase one, phase two, and phase three respect structure. If we do, we have an incredible phase four and phase five. If we don't, no phase four or no phase five, which in this case, that's what happened, right? So this was overextended, this move from 3,000 up to 14. When we did that, we were so overextended to the upside and the market had not double bottom. We were way out of whack. We respected nothing about the market structure. So there was only one way to go, down. And when we crashed down, we actually spit out two simultaneous buy alerts, right? They were a few months apart, but they were phenomenal, right? We know that the market gives you two red circles leading to our market cycle top. So we had the first one here, December 2019. Bitcoin was around 6K. Then we had the next one here when Bitcoin was around maybe 5-ish K. So two beautiful buy alerts right before we went to 70, right? And again, just simple stochastic RSI crosses on the 2-week time horizon. It's very basic. And once again, after that second one, we rally. And we rally hard, and we rally to our market cycle top, and that's precisely what we did. How do we know that it's the market cycle top? Well, as soon as we rally and then break down, right? Typically what happens is it's all above 50, which happened in 2017 and 2021. So we followed the exact rules, and there we were. We had our first market cycle top. Now keep in mind, 2021 was a double top, but the first top was here, not up for debate. Then what happened is we had this yellow circle. Now I'm going to come back to this yellow circle a little bit later because that is what Bitcoin could potentially be doing, but it was an anomaly. We had already had our two red circles, and this was the third one, and it simply brought us to a double top. Now, more on that a little bit later. But after that happened, after the true highest price of Bitcoin, it was within 100 days that we entered this green box and we didn't leave it for a couple hundred days, right? The same pattern repeats time and time again. So here we were, back in the glory days of Bitcoin 15, 16, 17,000. We don't even need to roll the clip. Do you wish you were making more money in crypto? Do you want to recover those bad losses?
I was trading primarily with emotions.
I got stuck in trades because I didn't know what I was doing.
Don't you just wish that there was buy and sell alerts that could be sent to your phone? The key is right here in front of you.
And now with Steve's plan, I'm actually up 32,000.
I experienced my first big winning trades over 100%.
This thing is a game changer. Your transformation happens today.
Don't be scared. Take the leap. It is amazing. It'll change your life. It changed mine.
You already know that I called the bottom when maybe 85% of the people, maybe even 90% were against me, including all of the world's top economists were saying 2023 was going to be the biggest bloodbath since the Great Depression. And I was saying to buy Meta at 118. I was saying to buy Netflix at 180. I was saying to buy Bitcoin at 15, 16, 17,000. I don't have very many buy alerts, but I put my reputation on the line to trust the facts. And you can see how that worked out. Now, when we're in this green box again, it's very difficult to buy, even if maybe I could be one of your favorite YouTubers and you watch me and you hear what I'm saying, and maybe you watch other people and they're saying the exact opposite. It's a hard thing to deal with. So I give you credit. I give you a lot of credit. If you bought at 15, 16, 17,000, you deserve all the credit. Now, Bitcoin is very generous and it gives you other buy opportunities. Case in point, this first one on cue happened right between the end of phase 1 and the beginning of phase 2. We got this, and I sat right here in this chair and I showed you this chart. And I said, I just want to make it abundantly clear. We are getting our first stochastic RSI cross of the bull run. We typically get 2, and these are always incredible buying opportunities. We only get a stochastic RSI cross about once per year. I sat here in this chair and I gave everybody that second chance. It was about 25,000. I remember that exact video. And, you know, a lot of people at the time were still convinced we were going a lot lower. It's difficult because when you keep hearing the same thing from so many different places all over social media, the mainstream media, it's difficult to trust this guy on YouTube that you watch that really makes sense, that, you know, oftentimes has these great calls and he's saying this thing, but everyone else is saying the other thing. It's hard. I understand your situation. So we had that first data point here. Now keep in mind, Bitcoin is nice twice. So that happened at 25. And what did the market do? It did the same thing every time we had our first one. It rallied into the next phase of the bull. Every single time. 2016, we had our first cross. We rallied into the next phase of the bull. 2021 cycle, we had our first cross. We rallied into the next phase of the bull. You can see what we did here. We rallied into the next phase of the bull, right on schedule, right on cue. But keep in mind, these ones, when we're up above 80, when we're above 85, especially above 90, especially above 95, and we have a cross down, those are time to take profits, plain and simple, especially in the bull. If you took profits up here and then bought here and then took some profits up here and bought down here, you would have multiplied your Bitcoin during this cycle without all the day-to-day, oh my God, what's happening today? Oh my God, Bitcoin's up, Bitcoin's down, Bitcoin's up. Oh, which altcoin? All of that time, energy, and stress that you spend trying to pick up pennies on the ground, you could have multiplied your portfolio by just keeping it really clean and really simple, right? So Bitcoin gave you this second buy opportunity here. I remember covering it. We were right in this chair, 51K. Once again, that was the second one. These stochastic RSI crosses don't come often. They come once per year. We had one in 2023. We had one in 2024. We haven't had one in 2025. It's a simple game, right? So here we are. We had our second one, and what does Bitcoin do? It rallies into the next phase of the bull, right on schedule. Look at what happened after the second one here. Rallied into the next, after the second one here, rallied into the next phase of the bull. So right on schedule, these patterns repeat time and time again. But this is where it gets interesting, because what we notice about the data that's in front of us is we typically have two red circles. We stay above 50, and then as soon as we cross down, the top is in, except for this anomaly here, this yellow circle. Now, I want to hone in on that for a second, and we're going to focus in on that 100 days as well. Earlier in the video, I mentioned I have something very important to share with you. I just wanted to say thank you for your support. Now, if you're somebody who's relatively new to my channel, I can see and understand your perspective where it's like, oh my God, Steve is suddenly trying to sell things in his videos. What the hell is going on? But let me lay down some facts so you understand the whole picture. I have 4 sales per year, just 4. That's it. What we do is we do not take paid ads. Literally, I've turned down millions of dollars. All these companies are so dirty and they just want me to lie to you so that I can make more money and they can make even more by taking advantage of you. So this is my 8th year on YouTube. I've never taken even 1 penny. How many humans do you know in your personal life that are crazy enough to turn down millions of dollars to stand up for what they believe in that happens to be very different than what everyone else believes in? I believe in helping people and helping change lives. That's why I'm put here. So for me, the indicator bundle is really important. It represents people changing their lives. And I would be doing an injustice if I didn't promote it. There's 52 weeks in a year. Each sale is 1 week. In other words, 48 weeks of the year, I don't promote anything. And only 4 weeks out of the year, I promote something that actually helps people change their life. It's something that I built with my 2 hands based on my 20 years experience that helps people make way more money. I just want to state the facts here. Now, this is the cool part. This is how I set up the indicator bundle. What I decided to do is, in my mind, I'm like, okay, let me create the worst case scenario. Let's say somebody signs up to the indicator bundle and they don't think it's good, which would be probably unheard of. Let's go with this scenario that's the worst case. Somebody will think it's worth 0. I wanted to make a win-win situation, which means for that person that somehow signs up, they think it's worth 0. How can I still make it worthwhile to them? I can't make it any easier. That's how I wanted to set it up, as an offer you can't refuse. If you know my track record and you know who I am, you know this is the kind of deal that I make. You know that we also just updated all of the indicator bundle and made everything remarkably better. And everyone that signed up to the indicator bundle years ago, I'm supposed to charge them again. We added way more value and 2 new indicators. I didn't charge anybody. I don't believe in that. I don't think that's right to do. Everyone else in the world would have. I don't roll like that. I want you to finally wake up. You know your results are not good. You've been trying a whole bunch of different things and they're not working. The indicator bundle is the thing that you have finally been looking for. It's right here in front of you. I put so much of my time, energy, blood, sweat, and tears to make it the best. And you'll see. But the clock is ticking. Go sign up now. I'll see you on the inside, and you'll see. I'll see you on the inside. But when you look at it, you can say, okay, we had our 2 red circles. There's something a little bit different about these 2. This one made a low and this one made a lower low, while this one made a low and a higher low, and this one made a low and a higher low. We can say that. We can say that with authority. We can say that that is some type of evidence. What does it mean? Is there a code? Can we decode it, right? And then there's the thought process of, okay, we've had this cross down. We can't argue that, right? This got us up to about 92, and then we had a cross down. We know to take profits above 80, especially above 85, especially above 90. We got up to 93. We had a cross down. And sometimes these crosses, especially on a 2-week, they can turn around. This one's not turning around. you can see this one went from 92 down to where we are now in the 30s, right? What we do have on our side is this possibility that it could be like this. Now, back in 2021, we had this cross down at our first market cycle top, and essentially the market just double topped, right? So could Bitcoin be in for some sort of double top? And by the way, this set us up for bearish divergence as well, because that double top technically did go a little bit higher, and this was way lower, meaning this was our high, and this was a higher high, and this was our high, and this was our lower high, setting up bearish divergence with this yellow one. We already had bearish divergence, and you can see it right on your screen. You can see that this right here in March 2024 was our high, and then our another swing high over 100K here, while our indicators show a high and a lower high. That's not up for debate. This is bearish divergence. Not up for debate. This is a higher time frame. This is the 2-week time horizon. We have bearish divergence across the board. We've covered it. 8 months ago, I warned you about bearish divergence when we were on the weekly chart. We were on the weekly chart, and I said, just take a breath. Bitcoin is going to have a weekly stochastic RSI, which happens 2 times per year. And that weekly is likely to bring us to a new all-time high. However, we're very likely to have bearish divergence once we get there. So just pump the brakes, because when we get to that new all-time high, people are going to freak out. There's going to be pandemonium. It's going to catch international news, and everyone will be convinced that we're going to go higher. And nobody will be ready for what happens next. And you can see what happened since then. It's been tough. Right? It's been tough for Bitcoin. So what does it have left? Now, here's where the 100 days come in. What we notice is every single market top from 2013, you can see it took 100 days to enter this green box with the 2013 top. With the 2017 top, it took 100 days to enter this green box. And with the 2021 top, it took 100 days to enter this green box. What does that mean? Well, Bitcoin's on the clock. And Bitcoin has, well, we're about to find out how long it has, because you have to look at the highest price here and extrapolate out 100 days, knowing that we are going down with our stochastic RSI. The only thing that can change this is watch the weekly chart. That's going to flip first. And whenever we have a weekly stochastic RSI cross, which is coming, it's in the cards, that weekly stochastic RSI cross has to get legs, has to get momentum. And if it gets enough, it's going to flip this one too. And if we flip this one, we could potentially have some last hurrah pump to our all-time high. Now, that's if we repeat this. Now, here's where things get difficult, and this is where the 100 days come in. I want to be blatantly obvious here when I say this. Every single top so far, dating back to 2013, so for 12 years, it took us 100 days to get trapped into this green box, meaning we had no bounce out of it. We entered it, it trapped us there, plain and simple. So this stochastic RSI cross that's on its way down, it's plummeting as we speak. When it gets down there, if it gets trapped in and has absolutely no bounce, we know with certainty that the market cycle top is in. You can see what happened in this yellow one here. It came plummeting down, but it bounced quick. It was a quick turnaround, and it bounced out of it only to lead to our double top. Now, one thing is for sure, if we come down here, which we're on our way right now, and we stall out at any time, we're in trouble. Now, let's look at the 100 days, because it's 100 days from here, and we extrapolate that out. We're looking at, roughly this month right here and next month. So March and April, Bitcoin has to have a bounce in the stochastic RSI. It has to. If we get down into this area, we've got to, in the next 2 months, have a bounce out of that area to have the last hurrah for Bitcoin. If we get down in that green box and we get trapped there, that's it. We have to wait for the next time to buy, or and really stay level-headed during the bloodbath. So that's exactly what we're looking at, and the weekly stochastic RSI is going to lead the charge. And we're going to have a cross there first, and if that's powerful enough, it's going to see a cross here. And if that's powerful enough, it will get out of that green. And if all of those ifs don't line up, the inevitable is going to happen. And this pattern is going to repeat, which means the top is already in. Leave a comment down below. Do you think the top is in? From Mark, Steve's education made all the difference. We profited $50,000. From Dr. George, in just 1 week, I made $70,000 profit using Steve's indicators. Carl, I made 300% trade with his system. CryptoCrewUniversity.com. Don't miss out. Clock is ticking.